Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the TakeOver Racing League for Season 6, Round 6 of the Championship. The Dutch Grand Prix hit the fantastic Zandvoort circuit for what should be an absolutely spectacular night of racing action. I'm your host, Zach RC, and alongside me for the first time this season is the brilliant Dara. How are you doing tonight, mate?
Good evening, Zach. Good evening, everybody. Welcome along. It's going to be an interesting one this evening, I think. I think Zandvoort can always throw up a bit of an interesting race, and I hope we get one this evening. But, midway through the track, with second half of the season now. Of course, we had to shorten it because the new game is coming out quite soon. So, it's going to be important for the drivers to get as many points as they can on the board at this stage of the season.
Definitely. In terms of that Drivers' Championship race, C110P fan, honestly, no disrespect to fan, but I can't believe I'm saying this, given how things were when I first joined this league. Fan, 25 points clear of teammate JT at the top of the championship. Ferrari are pulling away from Mercedes at the top. Lemons in third on 55, Imri in fourth on 47, and Cheese in fifth on 36. And to my knowledge, yep, I'm going to confirm, I believe all 5 of those drivers are in the race tonight. So, potentially, could things close up, and could Fan get a step closer to sealing his first TRL championship?
I will have to see. I mean, of course, after this race, there's only 3 rounds to go, China, Monza and Portimao, so it won't be very long for his rivals to catch up, but he could put at least a hand on the title if he gets it right here this evening.
Sounds good. Right, Darren, do you want to take us in on a lap of the Zandvoort circuit with Imri? Is that okay for you?
Yes, let's go on board then with Imri. He runs down towards turn 1, Tarzan corner as he runs in towards there. You've got to make sure the camber works with you, rotate the car and get out of there smartly. Then you run up towards turn 2. It's difficult to get into there, but then it's a flick to the right, massive banked corner through here. Then it's an important exit as you run up the hill, as it's a little right, then it's a little left. I mean, you see cars go side by side up here and you think it's going to end in an airplane crash. I hope that doesn't happen this evening, but 24.5 first sector for Imri as he flies through the right hand, and it's a little kink to the left before you've got to try and pin the car through the right once again. And it slows down a bit in the middle sector, a couple of slower corners. The right-hander flows into the left-hander. All corners, seemingly, in this middle sector just keep going on and on forever. Open that DRS, his teammate tries to give him a little bit of a tow. That's Lemons there as they run down in towards the stadium section. 49.1 as he chops across the inside of that first part of the chicane. Through the left, it's so difficult, so long once again, but when you're on the exit, you've got one more corner to go. And it's this flick right, got to keep it tight to the inside, don't go too far wide, you'll spin it out wide if you do. And then it's the shortest run to the line. You want to open the DRS and just find the line, wait for it to appear to you, and Imri 10.638 for the first time.
Fantastic first lap there from Imri, and thank you for taking us through that, Darryl. Much appreciated. I did want to say to you about these last 3 races of the season. We said China, Monza, and Portugal, the closing ones. In my eyes, I feel it would be most poetic if Fan was to take the championship for him to take it at Monza. And there's a bit of story behind this, Darren. I know obviously you weren't here when this happened, so I'll explain just while we're waiting on some times to come through on the board here. So I think back to the final race. Oh, I see Cheese go off the track there at the exit of turn number 4, and he's lost the end plate on his Aston Martin. I have to go back to the pits, get it repaired, but 1 minute 11.3 for him. Right, I'll carry on just for a second. Just so the last race of season 2 came down to, I believe it was Cheese, Fan, and Wardy for the championship in the last round, and Fan and Cheese came to the line 1 or 2 places apart, and the championship ended up tied, but went to Cheese by virtue of wins. Now, Fan could have had a winless season then and taken the championship had he got that 1 extra point that he needed, but he didn't get it, so it was Cheese's championship. And I feel like going to Monza and wrapping up the championship as Lemons goes fastest there, 1/10 clear of his Mercedes teammate, I feel like winning the championship there would be the perfect way to sort of cap things off on this game, just the most poetic sort of way to finish things off.
Yeah, it would be nice for him to win it at Monza then. But you never know. I'm sure he wouldn't mind winning it at Portimao if needs be. I mean, I'm sure he would just like to win the title again. Is it again? Is he win a title? I think he has, isn't he? Yes. You just mentioned that. Sorry.
He missed out on that championship. That was Cheesy won the title. Fan going in didn't win a race until season 3 Australia, so he went 2.5 seasons in this league without a race victory. And now he's got a good number of them at this point.
Yeah, he does, and he will be wanting another this evening. I mean, he's at 12.6 just now on the median, which is quite a bit off the pace, but I'm sure he'll find some time somewhere. I think that's Lan. Who was that across the line? I think Michelle 23.9 goes P9, but again miles off the pace. We must have made a mistake somewhere there.
And Lani there in the Red Bull on intermediate tyres. That's a bit of a confusing choice for a banker lap, if I'm being entirely honest with you, Dara. Unsure as to what the strategy is there for the Red Bull. We'll see if it pays off for him later on. Off he goes off into the wall there and reaching the end of his next run. He doesn't improve. He's a second and a half down on his first effort. Fan currently down in 7th right now, but he's doing his usual thing of putting on mediums for the banker lap and pushing on softs later on. So we'll see how he gets on tonight. Those two Mercedes cars are looking very strong. If I'm being honest with you, Dara, we came to the start of the season, I thought Mercedes would be the team to beat, but Ferrari have completely changed the game for them, and now the Prancing Horses sit 1-2 in the Drivers' Championship and top of the Constructors.
They do, and they're really looking strong at the moment, and they'll be. I mean, Fan fighting with Boom Bean this week will be hoping to push on, but they'll have to try and start nearer the front. Of course, so difficult to overtake here, and so important to get the early, track position early on. That's what I was looking for. But he does improve by nearly a second to go 11.6. Goes into P6 there for Fan, but he'll come in and fit on a set of soft tyres, and he'll go again and try and set a blistering lap to go top of the times.
See, in terms of blistering times right now, Oka in the Red Bull currently setting a 1:11.4 as his best effort. Oh, he's almost lost the car there as he makes his way through the second sector. He's managed to hold on to it. I believe he's got someone car across the line there just a moment ago. There may have been a change just a second ago, bear with me. It may have been Wardy who's just gone up into P4. Imri about to start on another flying lap here. Currently on his way around to complete that lap weaving. Oh, almost losing the car in the final over the curb in the second to last corner, but he's managed to hold on to it quite spectacularly there. And he'll go again here, looking to try and beat Lemon's time. Of course, Lemon's the reigning champion, still in the pit lane as of right now, having set the initial time to beat, which still stands at 1:10.5. Michael there in third doing a fantastic job in the Alfa Romeo. I dare say he'll try and have a crack at taking pole position as well, and don't count Wardy out either. If he can get a good run in his next 10 minutes or so, then I dare say he could be in with a shout pole position too. So it's really anyone's game right now, if I'm being honest. Yeah,
it is, and I mean we've still got quite a while to go, just over 10 minutes to go, and there's still a lot of time. This is a short track. Lap time you're seeing is only 1:10, 1:11, so it's not taking the drivers that long to go out, set a lap, come back in again, and yeah, they'll be pushing hard in this second half of the session to try and find the fastest time that they can extract from the car. But yeah, Michael Dale doing well up there. It's been a while since he's been around, but he's back, and he's back in the top 3.
Sounds good from him. I hope he continues on in that same form, give us a bit more of an exciting race for pole position. I did want to talk to you about Lemon, who, despite being third in the championship there, hasn't quite had the season that we expected in terms of his title defence. Now, it may have something to do with the fact that the Ferraris are obviously a lot better this season, given the lineup they've got in the car. But we both said around the end of last season that we were thinking Lemons would potentially break JT's record for race wins. But as of right now, it's still the same as it was at the start of the season. There's still 4 wins separating them. Do you reckon we'll see a resurgence from Lemons, perhaps, during the season?
I think it's possible. I mean, of course, I think he's been missing a bit. He wasn't here at Miami for round 3, but he was here at Belgium where he had a poor race, and he was here in
he's here in Mexico. Was he was there Japan last week? So I think he's only missed one. Was he here in Japan last week?
Yeah. He's only missed Miami, but he had a very poor showing at Belgium, and he had a poor showing at Japan as well. Only finishing P8 of 9 there, but I think there was some. I think he got hit a couple of times and, didn't go particularly well for him. But I think he will be looking for a bit of a resurgence. I say he's only 40 points off. A win here, depending on what Fan does, could close that gap down dramatically. I mean, he'd overtake JT with a podium, or draw level with a podium, second or first. I would see him into second in the championship, but he's definitely up there, and he's definitely in the mix, I think, with 4 rounds to go.
Definitely, he'll need a strong result tonight compared to those 2 Ferraris. So I'm doing too good right now. Of course, JT not with us tonight, so obviously, as you say, a second or first finish can move him up. And then, of course, he said Belgium as well. I also want to bring up Japan last week. Of course, he only finished in the 8th position in the end, so not the best of races for him. Had 3 retirees last time out. The podium being JT, Fan, and BJ. As I've got the stats put up on my phone here. But yeah, in terms of Japan, based on off that, what can we expect from the drivers this week? Do you think?
Sure, I think Suzuka's such a unique track, but if there's any track anything like Suzuka, it is this. So, I think maybe momentum can carry through for Fan. They'll need definitely a better starting position than P10. Lemons, if he can get away at the front, might be able to hold it, but I do think this is a qualifying-centric track.
Fair enough. Lemons out on another lap right now. We saw Michael Dell go into second place there. He's only 300 of a second in front of Imri. He's looking to try and improve on this last corner. Although he's on that lap, sorry, so we'll be looking to go another lap. The track's clouded over an awful lot here, so not sure what's going on there, because it was very sunny just a few minutes ago. I'm not sure there's any threat of rain during the Grand Prix itself, but that could make things a bit more entertaining.
Yeah, it could do. But yeah, more room for error by the drivers when it's raining. Less room for error, more room for mistakes by the drivers in the rain. So we'll have to see if that takes a part in any way.
I remember Fan in Belgium when we had quite a long downpour throughout the Grand Prix, handled the situation very nicely and took his second win of the season. And as you said, in terms of, I feel like in some cases Spa can be similar to Zandvoort, not in a lot of respects, but in the few that matter in terms of the corners, things like that. Then I dare say that their two tracks can hold similarities in certain parts of the circuit. Lemons comes off the last corner here, charging towards the line. Can he improve? He can improve. Goes almost 4/10 clear at the top. So Lemons now 1 minute 10.2. The reigning champion putting himself further ahead on pole position. Here comes Imri at the last corner. He's currently a tenth and a half down his previous effort. He's into the pit lane here, so it's the end of his run. I dare say we'll get time for perhaps one more long 2-3 lap run before we get to the checkered flag. Wardio towards the line. We'll see just where he comes out. At the end, never mind, he's going on to a time lap.
Yeah, the game's lovely for that, isn't it? Really, really helpful in letting you know if they're on a lap or not.
I'm very much looking forward to hopefully that being fixed in F1 23.
We can only pray, can't we?
We can.
But I think Oka's going to be next, but Oka's a little bit off the pace currently now. After Lemons at that time now, just over 1 and a bit seconds. I think it's class.
Might improve though. He will improve.
On the outside, and he goes P6, but he's only 1,000th behind Smoking Cheese. There's almost nothing to separate those two there, and I'm sure he will try once again and try and find another time, and he won't have to find a lot of time. Go ahead of the Aston Martin as Krug goes P5 on his first lap.
Very good stuff from the Williams driver there. We're up to 17 cars now in the order. I see Wardy has lost a lot of time in his second sector. He was almost a quarter of a second up there at the first sector, but out of sector 2 he's only half a tenth up, so he's losing out here. This lap looks to be falling apart for him on a lap where he could try and solidify 4th place. Oh, and around he goes! And the commentator's curse may have just struck a little bit there on poor Wardy, whose orange car matches the orange fans in the grandstand quite nicely indeed, it has to be said. With the front wing completely gone on that McLaren, that's going to require a quick trip back to the pit lane, get that repaired. It's a good thing he did that in the last corner. Doesn't have to limp round to the entire lap for another wing and a fresh set of soft tyres to go on. But a tough break for Wardy there. A lap that went from bad to worse, if I may say so myself. So I hope he can get a good last lap in.
And now he's been overtaken by Fan, who set a 10.7 flat on his set of soft tyres. He might have enough time to come in and go out once again. I can't quite see how long is left because, of course, that yellow flag blocks it. But yeah, he should have enough time to come in and come back out again on another set of soft tyres. We'll have to see what he can do there. But quiet around the track at the moment. 10th Cannon might be setting a lap time though as he runs to the line. Let's see. In the other McLaren to Wardy. And he go in front? No, he goes P12. 11.658 for the second of the two McLaren. So it's only 6.5 tenths off, so it's not too much. But of course, this field is very condensed together. If I have a look here, the top 6 covered by less than a second. And then the top 13 covered by less than 2. And BT and Lani are both coming through. Lani towards the line here. Look at setting improved time. Got still P15, unfortunately. I've just seen. I also saw someone else join in just a moment, so we'll see them come up on the timing board. Oh, around goes Fuad in the Haas there, just for the DRS zone. So it's outlap there, destroyed slightly, so we'll be able to come around for his timed run. Here comes one of the McLarens in behind him. Must be careful on rejoining. Let's pull over to the left-hand side to allow the McLaren through, and that'll be 10th Cannon. As I saw Kuba go around as well in the AlphaTauri, so everyone's spinning at this point. No idea as to why or what rhyme reason. Oh, I thought he was going to rejoin in front of one of the Red Bulls there, but it hasn't done that. Lani 1.4 seconds up on his previous effort here, so we could be seeing some improvement from the Red Bull by the end of the lap. We'll see where he comes out in Sector 2. DRS now deployed, making his way towards the right-hander. Imri on an outlap on the racetrack, and there we go. Lani now 4 seconds up
on his previous effort, trying to put himself in with a shout of perhaps get himself to not be last out of the 15 cars of set lap time so far. Into the last couple of corners, keeps the car nice and steady, and now to the final right-hander, nearing 170 miles an hour as he exits it. No deploy left for him on the ERS. Towards the line he goes. It's P12 for him.
He's only 2,000th and a 10th cannon, isn't really not much in it at all. He'll be happy that he's P12, I think, after having a very slow start to the session on the intermediate tyres. I still don't know why he went on to the intermediates. But he was happy on them. He took like a duck to water to them, even though there was no water.
There goes...
And he's not a duck.
Cannon!
Was it Fuad?
Yeah, Fuad crashing here. Front wing destroyed and 10th cannon out the session at the same time. It almost looked like cannon had crashed elsewhere until I realised he was in the pits. So... all okay for Cannon, but 13th to be the best he can hope for in this session. I see fans on an outlap, Dara, so you were right. He did have time to come in and then back out again, try and go for one more lap. We'll see where he comes out, and we'll see if anyone else has anything to say in the race pole position. Critical skills in the AlphaTauri for the last couple of corners here. We'll see how he gets on.
He's on an outlap, though.
Oh, so he is, yes. You are right.
Yeah, I think a lot of these guys are on outlaps at the moment. Lani's not on a flyer. Jaden's joined. That's scary for the rest of the grid.
I saw Jaden join a moment ago, then leave again. So I'm not sure what's going on there. Not sure if he's trying to. He's having problems joining.
Quick, it's not got long. I think Ratio is the first one to set a lap time now. Down in P9 at the moment.
He's quarter of a second up, so see this could be a good lap to finish things off for him. He'll have time to finish off one more. Yellow flag for the back. That's one of the AlphaTauris. He's going slow there, so no worries there. Race with the last corner then, towards the line. We'll see where he comes out. It's P6.
11 flat for him. Not far behind Wardy either, and I think he would have been wanting to get into the... and that's a retire on track.
And that could be a problem, potentially, for the cars around.
It's gone wide, thankfully. Who is that? Is that Fan? Okay, he's got out of the way before Fan's car approaches, which is good. But that would have been... bad if it didn't, quite frankly. Imri, he's going to try and get round. He shouldn't have enough time, I reckon. I don't know how long he's left, though.
About 20 seconds, so yeah,
he's got
20 seconds,
time. Yeah.
The next car who may struggle to get round, I'm seeing critical skills there, and I'm also seeing the rebel of, I believe that's Lani, Lani may not make it to the line here. Kuba retires in the session. We'll see how close it is when the checkered flag falls. Towards the line, Lani will just make it. The checkered flag's now fallen. We'll see who comes around next. Right, first car to cross the line from here will be Michel, who is 10 seconds down in his previous effort, so I dare say qualifying is over for him. Into the pit lane he comes. The next car through is Fan, who's a 10th down out of the second sector, so not looking like pole position for him. Down the main straight and charging towards the line. We'll see where he emerges, still in P4. Cheese now. Oh, Cheese has no front wing on that Aston Martin. So Cheese out of chance in qualifying. Next car across the line is the pole setter Lemons. We'll see if he can improve. He's a 10th up. It could be a 10th and a half by the time he crosses the line. Could be 2 tenths. We'll see where he comes out. He doesn't improve. Poor final sector. Stays on pole. Imri's invalidated. Michael is 2 seconds down. Oka is 28 seconds down right now.
I think Critical Skills is the last man who could improve here.
Be the 10th down,
and he's coming around the final couple of corners.
This could be a close one.
But
Cheese retiring there. He's one of the last cars really to set a time that's got a chance of improving, as you say there. After the last corner he comes, we'll see where he emerges here. Towards the line. Stays in P10 as Wardy retires. So that'll settle it for qualifying then. It's Lemons on pole.
I have to wait for Oka to come around. He's only in the stadium section at the moment. But yeah, Lemons on pole. 10th and a half or so in it, just above that, ahead of Michael. And he has about 3 and a bit tenths. His teammate Imri and 4 tenths to Fan. But going to be difficult to beat the top 3, I think. His Fan might be able to go with them. But of course, so difficult to overtake here. Only the one DRS zone doesn't really always bring with it big results. We'll have to see if anyone can make moves through during the race.
I'm seeing a 4-car breakaway personally. Off the start, I'm seeing Lemons, Imri, Michael, and Fan getting away. As my controller disconnects again.
I can see that happening.
But yeah, we'll have to see how it starts in the race, because things could go wrong for these guys. So I have to wait and see there as my controller keeps on disconnecting. Apologies.
Don't worry.
No worries, we'll get it sorted before the race starts. So Lemons then on pole position. He'll lead the grid to turn 1. The grid now stands at 18 cars. Has a few late stragglers joining at the end of qualifying. So look at your top 10 here before we go for the intermission. Lemons starts on pole then. Michael alongside him in 2nd place. Imri 3rd. Championship leader Fan in 4th, 4 tenths off. Oka 5th. Wardy 6th. Ratio 7th. Crude 8th. Cheese in 9th. And Critical Skills round your top 10s. That is the top 10 starting order. The Dutch Grand Prix, round number 6 of the championship. We're back with you in a few minutes' time. We'll start the race, so don't go anywhere. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to round 6 of the TakeOver Racing League Season 6, the Dutch Grand Prix here from Zandvoort. If you've missed qualifying, then you're in for a very entertaining Grand Prix indeed, regardless of whether you made it there or not. We've got 18 cars on the grid, and for the first time this season, me and Dara together doing one of these streams, so looking forward to getting back at it with the partnership that is being brought back up today. You've got about a minute or so to the race starts. Dara, if you want to give us some pre-race thoughts going into this one.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited for it. 4 or 5 cars definitely at least in the mix, and yeah, I'm excited to see who's going to come out on top. Lemons looks strong, but you wouldn't want to count out any of the others. Michael Dale, Imri, Sio and Tempe Fan, maybe even Mordy Oka up there in P5 as well. So it'll be interesting.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to it. If you have to give us a podium for this this race, who do you reckon you got in mind?
The podium. Ooh,
if not a podium, this is the race winner.
Lemons, Michael Dale, and Sio and Tempe Fan. Top 3.
I'm gonna say Lemons, Fan. I'm gonna go for an unlikely one. I'm gonna say Wardy here. I feel like this is Wardy to get on the podium. We'll see what you can do.
We'll have to see.
And the weather's looking very nice, so looking like we'll be seeing. Yeah, plus according to the pictures been sent in the Discord server, we're looking at a fully sunny day, apart from perhaps a few clouds towards the end, but hopefully no chance of rain to make things any more confusing than they need to be. This could be chaos, Dara. We've seen in the past how this circuit can be, especially in league racing, for chaotic stuff going on. So we'll keep the nose clean into turn 1 being a crucial part to winning today.
Yeah, I think it will. I mean, it's difficult as always here at Zandvoort to overtake. We've mentioned it, so it'll be important to control the race from the first corner. And I think that it'll be Lemons looking to sweep across turn 1 in front of Michael Dale and not let him get in front of him because it might be difficult to get back at him over the 36 laps we have this evening.
Well, there's a long race ahead of us, and looking forward to getting it underway here. We're just seconds away from lights out, so make sure to stick around and make sure to subscribe to both my YouTube channel and the TakeOver Racing League Twitch as well, for we get both races over the last couple of rounds this season. Right, no more talking, it's time for action. 5 red lights for the Dutch Grand Prix, round number 6 of season 6. 4 more rounds to go. It's lights out, foot to the floor, go, 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 go. Decent going from Lemons, better one from Michael there, and Imri gets there as well. Michael into the lead at turn 1. Imri very nearly shunting into the back of him. They're contact in the back, and that's one of the AlphaTauris. That's Critical Skills, and I believe that's Fuad as well, who's been caught out on the way through that first corner. Michael leads, Imri second. He's all over the back of the Alfa Romeo there. Fan in 4th place currently right now. Wardy around the outside of Oakers, take away 5th place on this opening sector. I see Cheese start to make moves in the back. He's already gained a place over several cars in front of him. Lemons, though, down 2 spots in the start. Imri looks to try and challenge Michael, but what a first sector, and crash and instant in the back. Critical Skills now at the bottom of the order.
Yeah, it's great stuff, Michael Dale and Imri to both get up the inside of Lemons by turn 1. I mean, it really is disappointing for Lemons to have started in first and end up in third by the end of the first sector. Oka's gone around somewhere. He's dropping positions like an absolute stone down there. But yeah, it's also, I mean, good starts meanwhile for, I mean, look down the order, Fuad up from the back, Michelle and Landy, but generally a lot of people gaining positions because Oka and Critical Skills that have lost out here, but generally line of stern as they come to the end of the first lap. But Jaden fighting with Fuad and BT. Jaden also had a good start, up to P13 already on the hard tyre.
Yeah, 4 places game for Jaden this opening lap, and there could be more as time goes by. Michael leads the opening lap of this race, fastest lap, 118.2. Imri thought he was going to try and move up the inside going to turn 1, but didn't go for it in the end. Fan now looking, the champion, potential champion to be, could be taking on the reigning champion in a moment's time. We'll keep an eye on this battle between the Ferrari and the Mercedes, and Morty behind them looking to try and pounce as well. So we'll keep an eye on these guys, but did not expect the start that Lemons had. He's already a second back from his teammate, who's still trying to challenge the Alfa Romeo. And it's all single file here as of right now, so no one really going for anything too much right now. I see Boombean and Oka might be battling here for the 16th spot for the back. Boombean staying consistent with his starting position. Oka down 12th place. The drivers gained the most so far, being Lani and Jaden, who are both up 4 places right now. So perhaps a good trajectory for the race to go ahead.
Yes, it is, and I'm looking forward to see how it progresses. But Lemons, yeah, dropping off the back of the top 2 for now. Sticking with, but we've just got a big train at the moment, haven't we? Down to P15. Crude getting past Wardy down into the stadium section. Had a good run off for the left hand, and then he's up into P5.
Very nice move there from the Williams driver. We'll see just what he can do against the championship leader. Coming on to lap 3 now. DRS can be deployed for the first time tonight. There's 2 DRS zones on this circuit. One down the main straight and one out of the one during the coming in towards the second sector split just before the stadium section. Michael sets the fastest up once again. 1 minute 14.1 on the timing screens for us. Lemons just 3.5 tenths back, trying to make something happen, but it's just sticking with the Alfa Romeo right now. And I think I saw Jaden making another pass there. And Oka's out the session this early on. Down the pit lane out of it. First retiree of the night.
Yeah, he didn't have a good start. Must have had some damage somewhere, and that might be why he has retired already. Critical Skills fights on, doesn't he, at the moment? Back at the back of the pack, P17. But I mean, looking at the front, still, Lemons coming back ever so slightly on Imri, but it's stringing out a little bit. Michelle, there's a bit of a gap between him and Lanny, who is on that soft tyre, and when he departs from the train, there'll be an even bigger hole.
DRS deployed here for Imri. Hopefully try and gain some of that time back to keep on challenging Michael, but Lemons looks to try and close in on him to get it for himself on the main straight. The DRS detection zone is just coming into the last corner on this circuit, so we'll see just if he can get close enough. He's lacking just a couple hundredths of a second here, and I think he's going to close that gap in time. Yes, he is. It's going to be very close, but actually, no, sorry, I think he's just missed out on it, unfortunately, by less than a tenth. But Imri's closed in, and this could help him massively in the chase against this Alpha going towards turn number 1. Lap 4 begins. Hasn't closed in too much, but he's close enough to bring that gap right back up. Here goes Fan to the outside looking for P3 on Lemons through turn 1. Fan, that's the worst run on the outside, and Lemons downstairs into, or holding on to rather, 3rd place. And Crude getting closer and closer as time goes by. He's still there trying to take a 4th place in this Grand Prix.
Imri getting very close to Michael through turn 3 there, wasn't he? I mean, he almost like he was going to try and get it to the inside of the little carousel as Fuad's had a moment through turn 2B. The right-hander, of course, left-hander and right-hander there, just 2A and 2B just counts as the one corner.
Fair enough.
But he's had a moment there, and so, yeah, not ideal. He's back behind Critical Skills, but he's not dropped off the back of Critical Skills just yet, so he's still in the hunt there. And yeah, we're still going to trade. I think this stage of the race, it's going to take a while for anything to happen, really.
Yellow flag, and that's Ratio's got around in the Alpine at the exit of that left-hander, sorry. So he's recovered the car too easily, no issues there, no damage done. 15th place in right now, critical skills. Now will have someone to take on if he can catch up. Down this main straight, Imri could try and take the lead this time. Down the main straight, going towards turn 1. He's not closing enough to go for it. He has to go for a long way back. Looking at it, no chance for him there. The Alfa Romeo stays in front once again. Everyone's still single file here. No one going for anything. No one close to go for anything right now. So it's just a matter of holding station. And Lemon's 1.3 back from his teammate. Starting to fall away even further from the two leaders. Yellow flag. That's Wardy, who has crashed the car. And Rary is up in turn number 4. And the safety car has been deployed for the first time today.
Oh, no. That's unlucky for Wardy. I mean, that puts your podium prediction into the bin, doesn't it?
It does, really? Yeah. Am I allowed to alter it if that's into this one?
Yeah.
No,
safety car. I mean,
no, it's
I don't think anyone but Lanny will pit here, and Lanny might not even pit. But I can't see the benefit of pitting here. To be honest, hards will be dead towards the end if he pitted off the mediums, and he wouldn't want to pit off the hards now. So I'm not sure what the benefit of pitting here would be.
I dare say I do also see Lanny coming into the pit lane. Of course, those soft tyres will wear off eventually, and you can't bank on the safety car. So I'd say it's a pretty good opportunity to perhaps not lose out as much on track position. So unfortunate here. So one of the McLarens out of the race. So down to 16 cars now with the retirement of Voka now being joined by the crash of Wardy there. Didn't quite catch what happened, unfortunately, so we can't really say as to what went down. But oh, okay, I thought for a second everyone was going to pit. Oh, fans coming in. The championship leader into the pit lane. What's the plan here for Ferrari? Is he doing a Ferrari-esque strategy? Hard tyres going on. Darrell, that's a bit of an unorthodox choice here this early on in the race. As we got 10th Cannon coming in as well. Sorry, that's Cheese in the pit lane going on to a set of medium tyres.
He must be trying to go to the end from here on those hard tyres. No other way around it, quite frankly. But we'll have to see if it works out for him. He's just going to be behind his teammate. Which he won't be too pleased about. He'll hope his teammate lets him pass, but I'm not sure he will. But that must be the strategy. Hards all the way to the end of this 36 lap race.
I'll be honest, as good as Fan is on his hard, I just can't see him being able to do 30 laps on the hards. I only meant to go about 2022. I've seen Pope take them further in the past, but I haven't seen anyone to be as good on tyres as he is. So unsure. And then Cheese onto medium tyres. So he's looking to do another stop today, without a doubt. Did he start? He started on the hards, did he not? I'll have a quick check of that just here, if that's.
Who's sorry?
Okay. I can't check it, never mind, because my game's got a weird glitch on it. Yeah, so Cheese did start on the hard tyres, did he not?
Yes.
So his chances are...
Don't even it, but yes.
Chances are, I dare say, he'll probably be going on to another set of mediums, perhaps towards the end of the race. So we'll see what the strategy is there. And 10th Cannon, losing places. Oh, he's spun at the exit of the stadium section. No idea what's going on.
Oh no.
Poor mistake down the safety car for 10th Cannon. It could have almost been reminiscent of George Russell back in Imola in 2020. Of course, almost crashed under the safety car. So things not going too well for McLaren right now. We're still waiting on Cannon, Ratio and Critical Skills to catch up to the back of the first queue, which I dare say will happen this lap before we get back to racing. So we'll see how this restart gets handled. Lemons has a lifeline now because he's now right behind his teammate, and those two will not hold back. Of course, only 8 points separating them right now in the Drivers' Championship, so it could go anyone's way that either one of them could end up in front here. But I dare say Imri will hold on to that position for the time being.
Yeah, no, I think he will, and it'll be difficult to come through. But the undercut may work for Imri, but we'll have to find out as after he pits later on in the race. I think this is going to be a bit of a slow burner, but it might get quite good towards the end when the strategies all even itself out.
Definitely. I mean, it's still got all the ingredients of a very entertaining race indeed. Are we hoping that Michael and Imri can be a challenge? Of course, Imri yet to take his first race victory in this league, if I'm not mistaken. Is that correct? Still correct?
I believe so, yeah.
So could this be the day, perhaps? If he can stay close to Michael and take advantage when the time is right, could we see Imri's first win today as a safety car coming in this lap?
I think he'll definitely hope so, but we'll have to see whether he can race smartly enough to do it.
Definitely. I mean, we've seen him race well before in the past, but just been outclassed by other drivers, unfortunately. Michael running him over to the high line there, out of the stadium section, and now the entire field all bunched up together here. Every single one of them currently on your screen, and Michael and the Alfa Romeo will lead them around. Only Alfa Romeo in the field tonight. He's going to try and make a jump for it, make a break for it through this last corner, and won't get away too much here. Not much separating them at all. Green flag goes back in the air. Lap number 8 here is underway, so we're nearing about a quarter of the way through the race here, getting towards that first quarter being over. It's Michael who leads the way from Imrie, Lemons, Crude, and Lani, still on those soft tyres. See how much longer he can take those into the race itself. Michelle in 6th, Cooper 7th, Jaden 8th, BT 9th, and Boom Bean rounds out your top 10 with Fam right behind him.
It's a good restart for Michael Dale. He's controlled the field. Crude looks like he's going to try and go for a move on Lemons here. He's using the ERS. He's already down to only 44% of ERS. And we've only been racing half a lap here, so he's been absolutely flat on the button, and it's not gained him anything realistically on Lemons, but he's closer to the back of him. We'll have to see if he can make a move. Mediums should still be quicker at this phase of the race, but the hards will come onto their own in a few laps' time.
Definitely right. Fan and She's moving in front of Boom Bean, so the championship leader now back up inside those points paying places, but his position right now is a good for Imrie and Lemons to try and close that gap a little bit more right now. So we'll see just what goes on there. Imrie now still running very close to the back of the Alfa Romeo. A good run of this last corner. It's all he needs, and the use of the ERS towards turn 1 to try and nick the lead in this race. But he just doesn't get that run down the main straight that he wants. Michael gets away so very nicely indeed. Crude may go on the offensive here into turn 1. Met looks to the outside on the reigning champion, but doesn't get enough of an opportunity to try and move in. Fan now past BT now on the inside, and Cheese, the former champion, looks to try and follow him through. A record champion in the Aston Martin. Going side by side. Oh, that was very close there. Went onto the curb on the exit, but managed to hold onto it. Nice and smooth. And now into P10 himself. So both cars now inside the points as Fuad passes Boom Bean. Boom Bean slow there. The car is ghosting, so I dare say there's a problem on that Ferrari. Unsure as to what's going on, but he's going to fall to the back of the field here. Both critical skills and 10th cannon. Let's get around him without too much trouble. Hopefully it won't muss up their driving line at all. Oh, and there's Fuad, who's crashed the car in the second sector and looks to be out of the race, and the safety car comes back out again.
Yeah, second safety car. It's a shame, but we've got another one. It might be time for Imrie and Crude that they might try the hard tyres this time around. A little bit later on in the race. It'll benefit Fan, of course, because he will then jump them when they pit, and he would be into a net top 3, you'd have thought, as it standard. Let's see, they're coming around very quickly to the pit lane. We'll see if anyone makes a dive for it.
I'll see what goes on this time, because we saw Michael fake it last time around. He's going to do the exact same thing again. Oh, and there goes Imrie. He's gone in on the mediums, and see those medium runners calling it. And Imrie, 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. That's going to cost him massively here for the Mercedes team, making his way out of the pit lane now. Soft tyres gone on the car. What on earth has that sort of changed? Lani into the pits for hards. Crude also on hard tyres, but Imrie on softs, losing a place to Crude, plus a 5-second penalty for speeding. And I dare say, Dara, the race has fallen apart for Imrie within a matter of a few seconds.
Yeah, I don't know if that pit stop could have gone worse physically for him. And he did the exact same thing last week. He got a 5-second time penalty under safety car into the pit lane. So he's now done that twice in as many weeks, and he will not be happy with himself. But the soft tyre, not sure about that one, to be honest, but we'll have to see if it works out for him in the end. I really don't know what he's thinking there, to be honest.
Yeah, not at all though. Right, so 10 laps into this one now, safety car out for the second time today. And you see Michelle there now into the podium place. He's running in 3rd thanks to the strategy. Fan back up to 6th. Cheese now 7th. So your top 5, Michael, Lemons, Michelle, Kuba, and Jaden as it stands. And the field all very bunched together as it is. So I dare say we're going to get back to racing quickly, hopefully. I dare say we'll probably go about one more lap or so before we get back under the green flag. But of course things are hotting up here. So down to 15 cars now thanks to Fuad's retirement. We didn't quite catch the crash. I only caught the end of it, so apologies there on our end there. But let's say he may have lost the car, moved on the curbs on the exit. That right-hander that he crashed out of can be a very difficult spot to get right on this racetrack, because we see league racers tackling it week in, week out, too much trouble. But every so often the mistakes do creep in, and this is just one of those times.
Yeah, it is definitely, and it's a shame for him, but he'll move on. I think someone's going to pit lane. Imri's come
He's
in.
come back in, so he looks at the battle to go onto a set of other set of tyres. So he can serve that penalty crucially. So that's all sorted there. Now he can put a set of hard tyres, go to the end on those. I dare say, I reckon he pretty most like do 25 laps on those if he manages them well. So is there still a chance of an Imri result today?
I don't think so, to be honest. I mean, he's a long way down the order. He's going to have to fight his way through. If he makes any mistakes when fighting his way through, he's going to find himself spun around and then losing another 10 seconds. So I'm not too sure. I think it's going to be 3 of the top 5. Actually, no, 3 from the top 6 will be on the podium come the end. And actually, I'm not sure Kuba's strategy will work out well for him. So Jaden's in a good spot as well now. He's working his way up from the back to only be 3 places behind Lemons on the same strat.
And as you say that, there he goes.
I can only apologise to Jaden for criminally jinxing him there.
Darryl, what have you done to him? That's one place away for him.
Oh.
And now
yeah, exactly.
Right, so safety car coming in this lap. Michael has led the entire way so far. He's going to lead Lemons and Michelle now. Let's see if the reigning champion has any luck with taking on the Alfa Romeo. Of course, we'll see. Of course, Lemons has seen firsthand from a front row seat just how Michael handled the last restart. I can only assume we'll go for the same sort of approach this time around. And here he comes now, running a bit wide this time, looking to try and get back on the line here. He's going to hold on for a bit longer. Oh, that's worked like a gem for Michael then, the Alfa Romeo, pulling out to a half-second lead at the final corner. That's putting a stay around half a second here as he comes back across the line. Lemons trying to close back in quickly here. We're back on the way on lap 12. Michelle defending immediately from Kuba. Might try and go to the inside into turn 1. That's very late on the brakes from the AlphaTauri, and around he goes. Well, almost goes around. He's lost an end plate there and is really flustered trying to get himself back in control. Down to P10 here. Michelle holds on to 3rd and Fan now back in 4th place.
Yeah, I mean, it was totally self-inflicted there from Kuba. He just went in too deep. Nothing Michelle did wrong there. He left more than a cousin from the inside, and he just got driven into the side of. And but Kuba was the one who came off worse in that scenario, so it's not ideal for him. Imri, 3-second penalty. There you go.
Oh no!
But he's up to P11. But Fan up to P4. He might be able to stay with Michelle if he can overtake Michelle. And I think he's in a good position here because he's not far off the front, and he'll be hoping that there are no safety cars between now and the end, I think.
He's an Aston Martin sandwich right now. Cheese running back there in the 5th spot on those medium tyres. And there goes Lemons looking for the race lead off of Michael. And for the first time today, we have a new race leader. The world champion? The league champion now sits in the top spot going through the last couple of corners there. So Lemons now into the lead, and we'll see how Michael can respond to that. Michelle about a second back in 3rd. Oh, poor exit there. Fan could take full advantage down this main straight. Can take advantage of the Aston Martin. He's going to break the toe here, and there's another instant, and that's 10th cannon around in the last corner. Here goes Fan to the outside. Lemon sets the fastest lap of the race, new race leader, and Fan looking for 3rd here. He's side by side with Michelle, going towards the next couple of corners to see who comes out on top here. Fan around the outside, back into the podium places, but almost 2 seconds off the leaders.
It's a good move though for Fan, and it'll be good for him to just try and pull away from Michelle here, because Michelle become a little bit of a bottleneck up behind. Smoking Cheese looks like he wants to get a bit of a move on, though. He's right up on the back of his teammate and might be looking for some move in an unorthodox space if he can't get it soon enough. But yeah, Fan can start going after Michael and Lemons, but he knows that if he can just maintain a steady pace when they come into the pit lane in about, what, 8-10 laps time or so, and more like 8 laps time, then he will take the lead of the race, and he'll just hope that he can maintain it from there to the end. But Michelle does let Smoking Cheese through on the little straight towards the stadium section.
Good team play there from the Aston Martin guys to get themselves full at the order they can. Now, I dare say Cheese will try and pose a threat to Fan as best he can, so Fan's got to withstand that while also keeping his tyres in good shape. So that could be a problem given how far he wants to take these into the race. He may have to bank on a late safety car around lap 20, anywhere at any time past lap 26 to perhaps put on a set of soft tyres and charge to the end. Ratio now looking to try and pass Michelle to turn 1. So look upstairs going into that first right-hander. He's a good run around the outside. Can he get a good exit as well? Looking for it here and around the outside of Michelle. We're going to lose another place here in his opening couple of corners like he did to Fan on the last lap. And there goes Michelle looking to hold on to it, but no. Ratio into P5 now and chasing Cheese for that 4th spot.
I mean, Control-C, Control-V from last lap, quite frankly, isn't it, for Michelle? I mean, he was overtaken in exactly the same manner 2 laps in a row. Fan, though, is it's dropped back a little bit from Michael Dale, and Smoke and Cheese is sticking there with him, but I don't think he'll be able to get those tyres to the end on that Aston Martin, because I'm not sure the mediums will do 30 laps. And it's looking very ambitious for him to do that. Hard should be able to do that. And yeah, Fan looking good at the moment, but fighting up and down the field. Imri's time penalty won't help him out too much, as he's up in P9.
He's making moves up through the field though. His next target being BT here, and I dare say he can try and get him through these last couple of corners, if not the main straight. Poor exit from the Haas driver here. Imri could see a chance to try and pull alongside, but thinks better of it. Stays in line, waiting for a good exit out, perhaps at that last corner. Goes way close to the curb than BT did. Lemons, his teammate, says the fastest lap. He's going to try and catch him a bit more here down this main straight. DRS deployed. Then we're wing wide open on the back of that silver arrow and going towards turn 1. It goes crude to the inside as well. BT about to lose 2 spots. It's a double whammy for the Haas machine, who goes wide in turn 1 and perhaps may also look perhaps to try and avoid losing out to Lani behind as well. But 2 places, BT from 8th to 10th there, just 1 corner.
Yeah, it's not ideal for him. He goes a little bit wide as well through turn 3. Lani might have a look and he's going to spin. Oh no, oh no.
Oh, that's a 2-car collision there. Both cars with front wings completely gone off their machines. And 10th Cannon might have to catch up to these guys as well. So it'll be a 2-1 place game for him. But Lani and BT come together then. Lani going way wide there through the right-hander. Lucky to keep it on the circuit. But unfortunate collision for both these 2 cars here. It looks like their chances until a safety car comes out are pretty much shot for the time being.
I mean, BT just got on the exit curb in turn 3, and we all know that if you get up onto there, it can very easily spin you out if you put the power down, and sure enough, it did. Lani was just an innocent passenger. Nothing he could do. I've just noticed though, Fans lost another second to Michael Dale in front of him.
I mean, those 2 on hard tyres don't know right now. Still know they have the capability to push as much as they want here. Fan trying to break the toe on Cheese down the main straight. Of course, Cheese is on those medium tyres. But it won't be too long for us to pit off of those, because obviously he's taken them 10 laps already. So I dare say I can't see him going any further than lap 20 perhaps, for him to stop again for another set of, perhaps another set of mediums. I see him going maybe until, let's scrap that. I reckon he might not go until around maybe like lap 24 or so. If you can take him another 8 laps, I'm sure he would love to do that, as Emery passing crude here for P8. Cheese now looking to get around Fan, and he gets through with it with relative ease. So the Aston Martin down to P3.
Got no ERS left though, so we'll have to try and fight his way towards Michael Dale and Lemons using pure raw pace alone. We'll have to see if he can do it over the next couple of laps.
Of course, Fan's still got a decent amount of battery as well, not to mention he's right behind the Aston Martin still. She's keeping up with him. That extra toe is helping him out right now, so we'll see what kind of exit he gets here. Cheek gets a far better one off the corner. Fan being smart right now, not using his battery. He could use it in a short term attempt to try and get in front, but he may try and go for it on the main straight if he can stay close enough. He'd need a good exit for these next couple of corners to close those last few tenths to be give in with a chance down this main straight. Up front, Letterman still needs about half second to Michael in second place right now, and Fan 6.5 tenths back from Cheese off this final corner. Cheese breaking the toe. He's all the way down the right hand side of the racetrack, moving back up to left for turn 1. Michael just 3 tenths back now. He's gaining about 2 of them on that DRS trail. Let's have a look at these 2 going at it, hammer and tongue right now, but just running nose to tail in the race, that top spot. We'll see. We'll come back to it in a little bit, see what's going on there, short of a lead change. But those 2 pulling away right now, Darragh.
Yeah, they are, and they are really driving well. I mean, they'll know in the back of their minds that they've got to make a pit stop onto medium tyres for the end of the race, and they'll know that a lot of the drivers won't have to pit again, so they'll have to try and find a way to to make the strategy work. They know they're gonna have to make some moves on some slower cars, so they're just going to try and put as many seconds between them and between them and the rest of the pack. But yeah, I mean, they're going to have to abdicate the lead when they come into the pit lane, but they'll have to see if they can gain it back again by the end.
I mean, I can see them do it if they're going to set medium tyres for the end and just keep push him to finish lines. I can see it happening. Fans still keeping up with Cheese right now. But as I say, he starts to drop away a little bit, about 7 tenths separation. And right now, and there's Lemons around, and he's got no front wing. The race leader now down outside of the podium places. The reigning champion now running his trouble, and maybe passed by a Silver Arrow teammate here off the final corner. And we have a pit stop here in the offing for Lemons, and that's so unfortunate. Michael now leads by 4.5 seconds, all by himself right now. It looks like Michael's race to lose at this point now, thanks to that.
Meanwhile, Jaden, Imri and Crude are going at it. I think Imri and Crude, a little bit of contact between them. Imri goes wide, and Jaden just walks through on both of them. He hasn't pitted yet. Of course, he's trying to recover after making that spin under the safety car. He does have to hit to finish the race. But he's got up ahead of Crude and Imri, who loses even more time. But Yeah, Fan, he's still only 5 seconds off Michael Dale. I mean, Michael Dale will gain about 16, 17 seconds. Oh, lose, sorry, 16, 17 seconds in the pit lane. It'll just be a question of whether he can gain that time back while fighting through some other cars in the field, but we're just going to have to find out on him.
Definitely. All sorts to play for in the second half of this race, but you've got to feel for the Mercedes cars here, who may have just seen their chance at the championship slip away quite cruelly. In the event that Fan was to win this race right now, then he'd open up a lead even further. Remember, he's 40 points clear of Lemons in the championship, and 48 clear of Imrie as it stands. So those two in trouble right now. Lemons not scoring. Fan's going to, if I get my calculator out right now, of course, he's got the lead by 25 points in the Drivers' Championship over JT coming into today. As of right now, he'll be increasing that lead to 40 40 points. Yellow flag. As I keep on talking, Crude's out of the race.
Safety car.
And I do apologise for continuing talking over that, but yeah, safety car out for the third time today on lap number 18, since we're near the halfway stage of this race. We'll see. I'll get to see perhaps before he despawns what's happened. It looks like he may have just got on the curb at that last corner and spun it off into the barrier, based off the view from 10th cannon. But I'll move Lemons back into the points paying places now. And that'll cut Michael's lead down massively here, but give him a golden opportunity perhaps to pit. We'll see what he does.
The question here is, if you're Fan, do you go onto a set of medium tyres?
Maybe.
You don't have any fresh ones, do you? Because you've used them in qualifying.
I think honestly that'd probably be a wiser choice than trying to stay on the end to the end on those hard tyres, which will definitely go off towards the end. If he has to defend from Michael, then I dare say that there's no chance that he's going to end up victorious in that situation. I dare say the smart thing to do would be to pit at this point and perhaps make a change.
I have to find out if they come around the final couple of corners to where the crude car would be found if it hadn't already been removed.
Michael's in.
By technology. Michael Dale is in, of course. You'd expect everyone is in. Yeah, everyone coming in.
Pit lane's about to get very busy here. Michael pits in the leader. Medium tyres now going onto that car. Cheese will be looking
out. Stays out.
So Imrie staying out here, trying to make the best of without that penalty in the way. Fan onto a set of mediums here to go to the end. So I dare say he can take those. He can definitely take those tyres about 15 laps or so, given the fact we'll be under for a lap or two here under the safety car. Imrie stays out. Do you think he's going to try and go to the end of those hards?
Yeah, I think he is. And I think it's the right decision for him because he gains track position here. He can just try and drive away at the front or near the front. Granted, he will have cars behind him on much better tyres.
He'll have been on those tyres for about 27, 28 laps. But if my count is correct, just remember perhaps to be 26. Given if he stays on those to the end. Michael then fresh set of mediums, and then Cheese only car pit for hards. Boom being on 2 lap old hards, and then everyone else pit onto medium tyres. So Fan back in a good position right now.
Yeah, Fan definitely in a very good position. As he's up in P4, but you know he's got. I think he's going to try and get past Smoke and Cheese, yeah, try and find a way past Michael in the end. But, yeah, it's the main goal. But I think Imrie will be dropped a bit by the first few runners, but he might be able to find his place somewhere in the mid pack.
Let's hope so. Of course, Imrie will be looking to get away from the field with that penalty that he's got there. Obviously, can't get rid of that. So things could be a problem for him. We're hoping to avoid a late safety car of some kind towards the end, because obviously that will compound it even worse, and that penalty will be a huge problem for him, I must say. So we'll see just how things go here. On to lap number 21 of this race. So Imrie then leading the way for the first time in this Grand Prix. Didn't take the lead from Michael throughout that first stint. So we'll see just how he gets on here.
But we're going to be behind a safety car for at least another lap. It might be 2 because BT is so far behind here.
It's probably about half a lap
catch
back
up by the end of this. Yeah.
That will help those medium tyre runners a bit more, because they'll only be doing about 14 laps or so on them. So we'll see how things run. It'll help Imrie massively, because while he's on those hard tyres for 10 laps, he hasn't been pushing them flat out for those 10 laps. That's the thing. So that's the thing right now. So he pitted on that under that first safety car, or on the second safety car. So he pitted twice, and now is looking at a lead, but needs to gain 3 seconds over a freshly medium tyre clad Alfa Romeo in order to come out on top today. So still looking unlikely, but I dare say perhaps the points result still on the cards for him.
Yeah, points definitely on, especially due to the fact that we have got, who is it? I think Boombean. Yeah, Boombean's not in his car and hasn't been the entire race, which removes him from the order effectively. So that means that we've got 13 runners fighting for the points. But yeah, we're going to have one more lap behind safety car, I think.
Yeah, that of course, we're still waiting on Kuba, Lani and BT to close it back on the field. And I dare say, yeah, we'll get it this time, so I reckon we'll go green flag racing on lap number 23. That'll give us 14 laps to decide this Dutch Grand Prix. It's been a very exciting one so far. I hope everyone watching has been enjoying it too, as much as we have. It's been an entertaining one, races one, while the overtaking hasn't been as frequent as we may have hoped. Also, obviously, as Darren's been saying throughout the night, of course, Zandvoort, a very difficult track to overtake on, given how tight and technical it can get. But we have still seen strategy play a crucial role thanks to safety cars.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the safety cars have really played a big part. I mean, it's been so difficult to choose the right strategy when we've had 3 safety cars in the first 22 laps. But hopefully we'll be able to go green flag to the end from here.
Hopefully these are the last ones we get tonight. So let's just look out and see just what happens in the closing stages of this race. Looking forward to seeing how this one draws to a close. It's anyone's race. I've seen Cheese there up in third. He's done a brilliant job today. Only car to pit on to set hard tyres. That was the thing in the pit lane. So not sure what the strategy is here, but he'll have a lot more grip on his tyres come the end, or he won't if he keeps on putting the car in the grass like he just did there. But continuing on here,
yeah.
The entire pack all together now, and I dare say in a corner's time, that Mercedes safety car will make its way back towards the pit lane and be able to go back to Go Racing once again. Imrie in the lead, Lemon's down 11th there. Can he still come back?
Not sure. I mean, he's going to have to get a good restart. If he gets overtaken by Michael Dale in the first lap, it is absolutely curtains for him. But we'll have to see. I mean, it's going to be such a difficult task for him to try and win this race. But I'm sure he's going to give it his best shot.
Definitely. I look forward to seeing what two Mercedes cars can do there. So Imrie trying to defend the lead and get that 3 seconds out of the way, and then Lemon's trying to get himself back at the order to try and perform a damage limitation act of some kind. Don't forget Fan there in fourth. Imrie's had a very nice getaway there compared to Michael. He may close a bit more in that final corner. He is going to close a bit more in that final corner. Medium tyres paying off. Michael might try and swipe the lead by turn 1. Imrie defends inside. Michael now to the high side, going towards turn 1. Who's going to be last on the stoppers? Into that first corner. There's almost contact between the pair of them there. Ratio passing critical skills. Michael around the outside reclaims the lead. Yellow flag behind them, and that is Jaden who's gone around. Michael up into the top spot once again. Cheese still there in third. Ratio and critical skills side by side for the fifth spot. Battles galore here in Zandvoort.
Yeah, and it's that time of the race where people know that this might be one of their last chances to really make a move stick, and Ratio and critical skills going side by side up the hill.
This can't work,
the
surely.
fast right-hander. Are they going to come out here alive? I think they are.
It did
yes,
work.
They will indeed. Lemon's back up into 8th ahead of 10th Cannon. But it was very difficult for Imrie. I mean, it was such an incredible move from Michael Dale. Granted, he had a lot more grip on his car, but a fantastic run all the way around the outside of turn 1. Gave him the lead of the race once again, as we see smoke and cheese all over the back of Imrie.
I dare say, unfortunately, this could be the start of a long slide down the order for the Imrie machine here. As further back, Jaden passing BT for 13th in the running order. Of course, Jaden spinning at the start of the lap. Michael 1.7 clear right now, pulling away to a huge advantage in just one lap over the rest of the field. And Cheese looking to try and take away second if he can. Down this main straight, battery deployed, no DRS just yet. Michael sets the fastest lap of this one. 1 minute 13.006 into turn 1. Cheese to the inside. Imrie isn't defending there. They're side by side on the exit. We'll see who comes out on top. The Aston Martin or the Mercedes. It feels like we're playing F123 early here. Cheese on the outside for turn number 4. He's gone way wide there. Might hold on to it on the outside. Imrie, so he's on that curb. That's very dangerous given if he'd steered any further left or right. They're still side by side. Neither one of them willing to give in here. Imrie is in front, but Cheese within a foot of him, going into the right hander. They come close to contact, and there goes Fan to make something happen here. 4-car races. Ratio tries to get involved too. What a battle is this for second place?
It's incredible. I mean, you can just tell that Imrie is holding these guys up massively. Michael Dale, 3.3 second lead now. He can't. I mean, his count is like he stars at this point. He's got nearly 4 seconds at this point. But I think Fan's just being careful. He knows that if he just sits in behind... I mean, look at this, actually. Michelle trying to go around the outside.
Oh, very close to
Critical
contact.
Skills in the stadium section. If he can pull this off, this would be an incredible move. But Critical Skills, with the traction on the exit, he might be able to get it back here. Meanwhile, Lemons is sniffing around these two and will pick up the positions if they make a mistake. A little bit wide from Critical Skills. Holds them both up, though, as they come towards turn 1 again. Smoke and Cheese might have another run. But he looks a long way back this time. Can anyone find a way down into turn 1?
I dare say Fan might go for something here to the outside into turn 1. Cheese is defending the inside through that first right hand of Fan, looking to try and make something on the exit. Can't do anything. Lemons passing Critical Skills for P7. His next target will be the Aston Martin of Michelle. And Ratio sniffing around like a hungry dog, trying to find some sort of opening against Fan, Cheese, and Imri. Those guys still nose to tail right now. And Michael pulling away to a 4.4 second lead. No doubt wondering what's going on and being glad he's not there to see it, as Imri struggles here to keep Cheese behind him. Now Cheese has got to go for a decent time. He's got DRS this time around, so that'll help him massively. And I dare say this could be where Imri starts to fall down the field, and then we'll lose that even further because of that penalty. So points are looking perhaps unlikely for the Mercedes today. Good exit off the corner, but Cheese can get that DRS on the attack. Slow in, fast out for the Aston Martin, our record champion, looking to try and close in and make a move into the stadium section. Not going to get close enough to try it, but Lemons closing into the back of this little train here, which has now been joined by Michelle as well. For the last couple of corners they come. Imri looking to try and hold on to things. He's about half second clear of the Aston Martin going through in this last corner. And Fan will looking to try and take him again as well. He's got a way better exit. DRS deployed, battery deployed. He's going all out attack here in towards turn 1. Once again, Cheese defends downstairs. Fan on the outside through to turn 1. And they're coming very close to contact. I thought he was going to wipe Imri out for a second there. If he got any closer, they might have done. And Ratio is sniffing around again, trying to find something off Fan. This battle is still raging on, Dara, and it's so exciting right now.
Yeah, I mean, great defense from Smoke and Cheese to keep the position there on Fan. Looked like Fan was going to be able to do it around the outside, but a really good defensive line from the Aston Martin.
Oh, so yeah, Jaden goes around. Jaden got on the curb to the exit of the corner and has lost out for no front wing on that Williams, and that's so unfortunate for him. Recovers the car, keeps going, but he's had to pit to repair that, and the virtual safety car is out.
Yeah, thankfully not the full again. So we'll get going very shortly indeed, hopefully, if it doesn't upgrade itself to another full. But yeah, I mean, when they come across the line, it'll be 10 to go. Only about, what's that, you know, looking at 12, 13 minutes. And I don't think Fan will want to spend 12, 13 minutes looking at the rear end of that Aston Martin. But he's going to get it becomes more urgent, is what words I'm looking for. Every single lap, because those tyres will obviously stop dropping off quicker than those hards. And that advantage he has over the hard tyre will be reduced every single lap they go round. But Michael Dale, I think, will be the happiest man that this is a virtual, not a full safety car.
Definitely. I think let's get back to green flag racing. He's lost a bit of time under this virtual safety car. His gap now down to within 5 seconds, but he's not going to close too much until when we get back to racing again, unless Cheese can jump out in front. Imri taking the opportunity to try and take advantage of the delta and try and perhaps maybe gain a bit more of an advantage over the cars behind him there. That's Cheese and Fan still chasing him for P2 right now. Cheese want to get right back to business on this restart as soon as we get back underway on lap number 27. As you say, Darryl, within the final 10 laps of what's been a very entertaining Dutch Grand Prix. The green flag now back out in the air. We're underway once more. And Fan is wasting no time at all, trying to get close and try and make a move. Michelle defending from Lemons, the champion, versus the Aston Martin here. We'll see what goes on in these next couple of corners. Lemons right in the back of him here. And Fan will have DRS once again this time, but so will Cheese. So Fan needs Imri to try and pull out to a bit more of a lead here in order to try and pull DRS. It won't help that Cheese gets no more tow off the Mercedes, more or less. He's closing back in, but Fan's staying with him right now, and Ratio dropping back.
I think for Fan, it's looking good at the moment. I mean, if we say that he's finishing P3 as it stands, Lemon's finishing in P6, which is where he would be, the championship does further extend to 40 points ahead of JT, and Lemons would catch up a little bit to JT, but not quite overtaken. But the run that Lemons has got off of that final corner on Michelle is absolutely mega. He's going to look for the inside line down into turn 1 at Tarzan. Is he going to be able to do it? A little bit of a camber. He's got the inside line. Michelle will try and use the camber on the outside, but I think Lemons will have enough. Oh no! Oh no!
The championship leader.
I think Lemons,
sorry, the reigning champion, sorry.
Ahead. So I think Lemons thought he was further ahead than he actually was there. I don't really think it was anybody's fault particularly. I'm surprised it happened so quickly. But Michelle, well within his right to be where he was. Didn't do anything wrong at all. But Lemons spun around and he's back down into P12 and out of the points again. Even just more good news for Fan, quite frankly.
But Lemons will be absolutely kicking himself for that one there. He's disconnected from the session by the looks of things. So I'm not quite sure what's happening. Let's hope he hasn't thrown a controller or nothing like that where he is at the moment. So Fan, DRS deployed now. And has one less threat behind him in terms of that championship fight. He's going to finish in front of Imri regardless. So he's looking like a third place finish for Fan right now. But he's looking to try and take second. Try and snatch some more points off the championship lead. Trying to add on to it. Michael still 8 seconds away from winning here. Sorry, 8 laps away from winning for the first time in the TakeOver Racing League to my account. Cheese defending from Fan down this main straight. Porex in the Aston Martin. This is the Ferrari's chance. Cheese defends the inside. Fan goes even lower. Right down the right hand side of the track. Going towards turn 1. I think he might have got him this time, Darryl. Into turn 1 they come. The prancing horse looking to get in front of the Aston Martin. But a good exit from Cheese as well. Side by side in the run towards turn number 2.
Oh, it's so close to contact. Ratio's going to be licking his lips right now because he's looking at these two fighting in front of him. Wants to get involved. I thought he might sit back and not get involved, but he wants to get involved from C110B Fan. Can't quite make the move though, but Smoking Cheese still ahead of Fan. I don't quite know how he's doing it at this point.
Imri, a fantastic defensive drive here. Jaden sets the fastest lap of the race. Needs 3 more spots in order to nick a point for fastest lap there. It's Imri doing a fantastic job still in second place right now, but of course he's going to lose the majority of those spots thanks to that penalty. As of right now, it's looking like he'll finish around 6th or 7th, around 7th or 8th, sorry. So it's very tight for him right now, but low points for him regardless of Mercedes today. Poor showing for them, unfortunately, just given the mistakes they've made and things are out of the control in terms of the safety cars.
This train for second carries on, and I think without a big incident, it'll carry on till right at the end of the race. Good for us, because it means that we have some action for the final 7 laps here at Zandvoort. But it's just going to be a case of who's going to try and make the move next. I thought Smoking Cheese might be out of DRS, but he's not. He's still in DRS, but Fan's got the ERS, and he's going to try and come around the outside. Smoking Cheese very, very deep, though. I think Fan will have the exit here, but Willie, they're still going to be side by side as they come up through turn 2, but Fan definitely got further ahead. He's finally through. As I think Ratio had a bit of afters on the back of Smoking Cheese as they went through there, but Smoking Cheese trying to find the line up after the exit of turn 3. But I think Fan has finally got up into P3 and will start going after Imri for P2, but he'll know that if he just stays there, he'll get him on the penalty.
Definitely. I'm hearing potentially that Lemons may have, they're thinking he retired from the race, but according to the Discord chat here, we may be seeing a retirement from the champion, unfortunately. I think he knows there's nothing more for him to fight for in this Grand Prix. So that brings us down to 12 cars who are eligible for points right now. Fan in control of second place on merit, Imri in control of second place on merit, but Fan officially will finish in that position regardless, and they'll be hoping he really wants to chase down Michael, but I dare say Alfa Romeo is long gone, unfortunately for him. So it looks like Michael's on course to win this thing. It's short of anything going wrong in his final 6 laps or so. It'll be a fantastic job to see a first-time winner in the TakeOver Racing League.
It would, but look at Ratio now in the back of Smoking Cheese. Trying to find a line. A little bit of contact between them as they come down into turn 1. Smoking Cheese once again goes a little bit deep. Ratio's trying to walk around the outside. Will he have a little bit more success? He's forced the exit curb by Smoking Cheese. I think it's a little bit rude there from the multiple-time champion in the Aston Martin. But Ratio will try again, I'm sure, soon.
Very close fight there. Very tense between those two. Going at it. Ratio looking to try and challenge. Oh, a bit of contact once again. Tap the back of the Aston Martin. You can tell how much Ratio wants to get past. He's practically shoving him NASCAR style here. Lemons, 5-second penalty for speeding the pit lane. That'll be the end of his day. The champion out of the race there. And now Ratio at the inside of Cheese. There's contact once again. These two getting very hands-on with each other here in this second sector. They're putting the elbows out, holding no punches. They come very close to contact again. And this time Ratio gets up in front, but Cheese at DRS. He's right on the back of the Alpine as well. They charge towards the right-hander. Cheese to the inside, looking for it. That's going late. No chance. Try to force Ratio into a mistake. Doesn't quite do it.
Can't quite do it, no, but Ratio may be out of DRS here. He's in a little bit of danger unless he can find a 10th through here, and he can't. But I think Smoking Cheese a little bit off the back, and he's not got much ERS to fight with either, so he might be safe for now. Fan just cruising up to the back of Imri. Is he going to go for the move? No, he's not, but he thought about it to the inside of turn 1. I think it's interesting that Fan. I think Fan is just very happy to say where he is on Imri. I think he knows that he will get the position on the penalty. But you never know. He might try and go for it last couple of laps just for a bit of pride. But we'll have to keep an eye on that as we've only got as Michael comes to line 4 to go. Yeah, definitely, and I'm sure he will give it a go over these final few laps. But I think Ratio's looking good for the podium now, isn't he? On the back of C1 Tempe fan, I think getting past Smoking Trees. So he will be pleased about that, I'm sure. Ratio looking for the outside line through turn 3. A little bit ambitious. Partially up and under, though, on Imri. Imri looks a little bit more vulnerable now that he's been overtaken by Fan. But look at that gap Michael has pulled. Nearly 10 seconds out front now. An incredible lead after the safety car. Only about 10 laps to go.
And looking for that first victory in the TakeOver Racing League. It's always good to see a first-time winner. And Ratio trying to make something happen here. Has Ratio stayed on the podium before? Do we know?
I will check that.
We'll keep an eye out there. I'll keep an eye on the battle here. Ratio, DRS now deployed as they make their way towards the stadium section, closing in, but not enough to try and go for a move. He may stick smart, wait for it on the main straight, but he's got Cheese threatening him from behind the Aston Martin. I dare say Cheese will fight until the end of this Grand Prix, which only got 2 more laps to go as Michael crosses the line. 2 laps from his first victory in the league. And Ratio right in the back of Imri here. And Imri onto the grass a little bit there. On the exit, the Alpine looking to the outside now. And Imri defending underneath. Cheese trying to close in as well. Ratio on the outside to that first corner. He'll take away third, but only for the moment. Imri's still there underneath. And there's contact. And around goes Ratio. And he's hit Cheese as well. And Critical Skills now in third place.
Oh, and
Ratio retiring from the Grand Prix. So unfortunate for contact in the late stages. Lani in 6th place now. And what was a brilliant battle has been turned on its head.
And all of a sudden, Critical Skills is now on for P3.
Oh, I do not envy the stewards after tonight's Grand Prix. That's all I'm going to say on the instant. And now Critical Skills is looking for third if he can get it. And plus, this will help Imri, that'll help Imri massively right now, who now is around 3 seconds clear of Cheese. So he ended up only finishing in 4th place, which isn't too bad at all given what it could have been. It's gotten better and better for him. Meanwhile, up front, Michael comes through to start the bell lap. 1 more lap away from his first victory in the TakeOver Racing League. 1 to go. Fan 10 seconds behind him, on course to extend that championship lead by another 18 points, bringing it from 25 to 43 in the championship. 7 away from winning with 2 rounds to spare, which he could do next week potentially. And Fan with his results today, despite not winning the race as it stands, he's going to take it 1 step closer to achieving that elusive first TakeOver championship.
Yeah, definitely. And I think, Imri might drop to 4th on track, but I'm not sure. I feel like stewards may take a look at that incident with Ratio. He was a full car length back, and he did, go a little bit late on the brakes there, shall we say. Fighting with Ratio, but we'll have to see what comes of that. But Critical Skills won't care. He'll just want to stick within this 3/10 of him for now, and I'm sure he will be able to, because there's only about 1 more sector to go.
And Michael is in that final sector right now. It's been a fantastically dominant drive for him. It's been absolutely incredible stuff. He survived through several safety cars. Michelle set the fastest lap late on. It won't impact Michael. It's still going to take 25 points from today. And for the first time, Michael Dale is a winner in the TakeOver Racing League. He triumphs here at Zandvoort. Fan 10.5 behind him, on course to extend that championship lead to 43 points. Moving a step closer to the title, he takes away second place. Imri will finish in third on track, but Critical Skills might get him here. Going towards the line there side by side. And Imri's going to finish in third place, but only just. But Critical Skills will officially, after the penalty, take his first podium of the season. And Cheese only just beat Lani over the line for P5. 300 of a second separating them there. Kuba 7th. 10th Cannon runs to the line 8th, but Jaden could catch him here. These guys close together. 10th Cannon 8th, Jaden 9th, and Boom Bean will finish in 10th place. As he's been disconnected for the majority of the race, I dare say we'll be giving that final point to Michelle.
I do not want to, poop on any party, but I have just looked at the Hall of Fame, and Michael Dale does have one win already.
You're kidding me.
No.
Well.
I only noticed about 25 seconds ago, so I think it's his second win.
Right, all old things here. I have to edit that in post. Michael then, second win of his TakeOver Racing career. I do apologise for my statistical blunder there. Jaden gets in-game driver of the day.
Don't worry, I've just noticed myself.
It's been a chaotic one. I think we can all use a lie down of some kind after a race like that, which took a little while to really get going. The pull away between Michael and Imri at the start was fantastic. They had a brilliant battle for P1. It was this man, the Alfa Romeo, who emerges on top. Fan takes second. Critical Skills in third. And Dara, I hope you won't tell me that Critical Skills has finished on the podium once before. So I said this is his first of the season. Just to be sure of that.
Yeah.
But it's the first one of the season for Michael then, who wins here at Zandvoort. A winner.
First win of the season, and it's fine.
I could have said that. I mean, he's still winning in the TakeOver Racing League, so the line still stands. But regardless, the win for Michael. And we'll take you through the final results in a few seconds, and we'll hopefully get some of these guys in for post-race interviews, because that was a hell of a Grand Prix, Dara.
It really was. It was really interesting towards the end. I mean, it was a shame that we had that little incident with a few laps to go. But Critical Skills won't mind. I think he's very pleased that that incident happened, because it's gifted him a podium finish. But yeah, dominant drive from Michael Dale. Fan as well, doing really well. And surprising. I'm Critical Skills. Yeah, I'm just well done to him. A great driver to be in P3 by the end.
Took advantage of the chaos there and managed to come out on the podium. So Michael wins it, then Fan second, Critical Skills in third. Imri after the penalty comes home in fourth place in the end. Cheese in fifth, only just over Lani in sixth. Brilliant race to the line for those two. Kuba 7th, 10th Cannon 8th, Jaden 9th, and Boom Bean on track to take the final point by, like I said, I dare say that go to Michelle, plus the point for fastest lap. BT a lap down in P12, Ratio 2 laps down in the end in P13. Unfortunate incident there at the end, and I dare say the stewards will have their words about that. We won't speak any more of it. Lemons, the champion, retires today. Crew did it out in the end, and Fuad, Wardy, and Oka round them out. So that was your TakeOver Racing League Dutch Grand Prix, and we'll get some of the podium finishes in now for interviews, so we'll get that sorted out for you in a moment's time. Dara, any more thoughts on the Grand Prix while I invite these guys?
Not particularly. I think generally a very interesting race. I mean, it was difficult for some, difficult for many reasons. Safety cars changed the strategy around, but in the end, it really was impressive how Michael came out on top. Didn't look back after that safety car where he overtook Imri at turn 1, and he's the race winner this evening, and fully deserved as well.
Definitely exciting.
We're going to jump across into the voice chat.
Yes, no, we have to the race. Yep, the voice chat. Michael's already there. So yep, we'll see you guys. We'll see them in just a moment. Bear with us. We'll make the change over there, and we'll make that happen too. Bear with us just a moment, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you guys enjoyed the race. Make sure to let me know your thoughts down in the stream chat just below. I believe we have all 5 of our people here now, so I will get things unmuted. And I think as we heard now, I'm hoping this is all working okay. Darren, can you hear me, mate? I don't think you can. Right. Right, bear with us just a moment. Apologies, for some reason I'm having to... Let's put on push to talk for some reason.
Yeah, hello. Is my voice working?
Okay, yep, Michael, hear you all okay there, mate? Right, so yeah, we'll get started with the interviews then. Get started with things on here. Can you guys still hear me okay? Unsure as to what's going on, but I think push to talk is on for some reason, so I've got things pushed on my end. Let me know if you guys can hear me.
Hello.
Okay, yeah, alright, so yeah, we'll come to you then, Michael. Congratulations then. I believe that's your second win of your career, first of the season. Brilliant drive from you. Just walk us through it if that's alright.
Yeah, the start was actually really good. It was definitely a lot better than what I thought it would be. I mean, I know my starts are decent, but geez, like zoom past Lemons, and Imri was behind me. So the whole point of that was to keep him behind to make sure he doesn't zoom past like I did in the second stint. And yeah, it's just a nice, easy win. I don't like. I'm being honest. I mean, ever since Lemons spun, I was like, oh, I actually felt bad. I was like, oh well. But yeah, nice, easy win for today. Yeah.
Fair enough, right. In terms of the, of course, you've had several safety cars there, including the virtual one at the end. Were you thanking your lucky stars there that it was only a virtual one, didn't switch to a full?
Yeah, it's ridiculous with all those safety cars. But then, you know, the race is the race, isn't it? You know, just one of those. But yeah.
In terms of strategy, of course, you took those hard tyres an awful long way. Was there any point where you were thinking perhaps making a change to strategy, or was it always the same plan through to the end?
Strategy was also, always through to the end. The tyre wear was like ridiculously low because of all the safety cars, so I could have kept going, but just, yeah. What beats the hard to medium these days? Nothing. So more changing.
Fair enough. And last question I've got for you, of course, we've got 3 more rounds to go. Coming up, China, Monza and Portimao. What are we thinking of those last 3 races?
Can't wait. Hoping to add some damage to the championship. I know it didn't come last time, but yeah, hoping to do some damage to the championship. China, not too bad round. But yeah, hopefully we can score good points.
Okay, so congratulations on the win. Then we'll come to Fan, if you can unmute. Fan finished it in 2nd place today. Congratulations, mate, and that's 2nd place and a huge step close to the title. Is it definitely still on for you? No response from Fan. You there with us? I'll bear with us a moment. Fine, Mel, unmute yourself there, mate. Oh.
Can you hear me now?
Yep, there we go.
There we go.
Right.
Hey man, sorry. What was the question?
No worries. Second place then today, and a massive step closer to the title. You had quite the chaotic one today. Talk us through it.
Yeah, it was a good one. I mean, I'm still not counting any chickens on the title. I know I've got a good lead, and I know I've extended today with JT missing, and obviously Lemon's retiring and finishing ahead of Imri. But I don't know where that leaves Michael near me. Like, I don't know where that leaves him now in the grand scheme of things. But yeah, it was a good one. I do what I always do and just start on the mediums and then hope to take advantage of any early safety cars, which I did. The good thing was, by the time that third safety car came around, I was already back up to sort of where I started, so then I could just match everyone from there. And obviously I had an advantage over Cheese and Imri on the hards. So after that, it was just about being patient, let them use up their ERS and then just get ahead and get the points. I was never catching Michael, so it was pointless giving that too much thought.
Fair enough. Of course, in terms of strategy, of course, after the first safety car, or during the first safety car, rather, you made the switch onto the hard tyres. Was there ever any thought of taking those to the end, perhaps, or were you just always going to pit and like bank for a safety car?
If there'd been no safety car, I could have gone to the end. Yeah, like Michael said, the tyre wear wasn't that bad anyway. And those hards, I think it was that 5 or 6 I put them on, but by the time the safety car's in, it's 8 or 9. So yeah, I'd have just taken those to the end. I was a pit stop ahead of all of the other guys, and I was in 3rd place, so I would have just gone. But obviously the 2 safety cars sort of changed that a little bit.
Fair enough. Of course, the safety cars play into some players' hands and didn't play into so much into others. In terms of the battle with Cheese you had towards the end of the race, that's quite entertaining for us. How was that as a fight for you?
Yeah, it was good. It was fun. I mean, I wish he'd moved out of the way, obviously, but he's never gonna. You know, no matter what the position is, Cheese will fight you. But I knew I had the tyre advantage. I could see from the lights on the back of his and Imri's car that they'd both used up their ERS within a couple of laps. So it was just about making sure that I kept mine and then getting past when I could without using too much up to get the next one.
Fair enough. And last question for you. Of course, 3 more rounds to go, and to my knowledge, with enough points, your lead is at 43 points. If you gain 7 on the cars behind you, you can win the championship next time out. We were talking about this. We were talking about this earlier on the stream, and I've mentioned the fact that obviously to win it at Monza, which obviously lost the championship there in season 2, it'll be a bit more poetic for you. So, you looking to try and seal up sooner than later?
I mean, obviously, if I can do it, the sooner the better, and then it's done. But if it happens next week, if it happens the week after that, I don't really mind. I'll take it whenever, as long as I don't have to go into the last one level on points again. Then I'll be happy.
And yeah, of course, I think back to how things were when I first joined the league in season 2, where you were then and now where you are now with the 4 race victories and perhaps almost a championship under your belt. We'll keep an eye on that over the next couple of weeks. So congratulations on 2nd place. We'll now come to Critical Skills, who managed to sweep through all the chaos and finish in 3rd place, mate. Congratulations on that. Talk us through it.
Oh, it was. Thank you again. But it was more just to. I just had the ability to keep my kind of straight line, which I feel like people ahead of me just couldn't do really. People getting into incidents and all sorts. So I managed to sweep my way through it and now a podium, which I'll take it.
Alright, good stuff. Of course, the incident towards the end there between Ratio and Cheese. What was the first thought that went through your head when you first saw those 2 strung together on the track?
It was just I was very close to hitting Cheese's back, so I was nervous that. But when I got pie, I was just easy pickings. Like I was just taking it easy, not overtaking Imri. I knew the podium was in the bag then.
And you almost had him on the line, if I'm not mistaken. You came very close to getting past him towards the end.
Like 300ths in it.
Yeah, we caught it on the stream. It was very, very touched in the pair of you. In terms of the safety cars, we had 3 of them today plus the virtual one. How did that play into your strategy?
Oh, the first one saved me because I had a absolutely dreadful start. I ended up like 6 seconds at the back, and that saved me. And I just pitted onto 2 of them, gained some positions there. So they did help me a lot today.
Alright, good stuff. And then the final question for you, as I said to the other guys, 3 more rounds left to go. China, Monza, Portimao. We're looking forward to the last 2 races of the season.
Yeah, I quite like Monza, I quite like Portimao, so we'll see what I can do there.
Definitely, hopefully we see another podium on the cards perhaps. So congratulations to you and congratulations to all our top 3 finishers. We'll let you guys go for the evening and yeah, well done. Perhaps we'll see you back here next week.
Yeah, mate. Cheers boys for streaming
mate.
again.
No worries. Yep, no problem. Okay, Dara, if me and you want to head back to the commentators chat for the moment. Alright, so yeah, Dara, so that was a entertaining end to the race. I believe push talkers on, so we're going to have that going. Right. Not sure why.
There we go.
There we go. Yeah. I'm not sure why push talk's been on, but it is on for some reason, so I have to just deal with that.
No, well, I heard all that. Yes, I did hear all that going on in the background, and yeah, no, well done to the top 3, and yeah, I'm excited for next week now.
Definitely, of course. If I'm not around the race, we stream on the TakeOver Racing League Twitch, which also has coverage of the race tonight. So make sure to go check that one out for any other angles you may want to look out for. I'll keep an eye on my channel for any shorts you might see during the week based on the Grand Prix itself. Very insane stuff. Derek, if you have to rate this race out of 10, what would we say?
Give it a good 7. Why not?
Yeah, you know what? I think I probably agree with you. I'll also give it a 7. Right, so yeah, so that'll be the end of the streaming then, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, then make sure to follow the TakeOver Racing League Twitch and subscribe to my channel for any future races as the season winds down. 3 more rounds to go for the release of F1 23. So looking forward to it, and could C110P fans still win that first championship? It's all in his hands with 3 races to go. So make sure to join us next week for the Chinese Grand Prix from the Shanghai International Circuit on the, if I remember my dates correctly, it's on the 25th of May. So join us then on here over on the Twitch. So for me it's goodbye, and from Dara I'm assuming it's goodbye as well.
It's a goodbye.
Thank you guys once again for watching, and we shall see you next week. Good night.
Wonderful, exquisite,
I mean, I'm
fantastic.
out.
Right, well, thank you, Zach.
I'm out. Yeah, 1 second.